Hi, my name is MK and today I'm going to show you how to set up a basic lab for CCNA, RIP routing, and we'll use GNS3 for that. If you don't have the software, just go to gns3.net and download it for free. It allows you to simulate your iOS inside of your PC. It's really cool, and all you have to do when you install the software, just go to iOS images and you just pick up the router you have. For instance, let's say 2691, and then you just choose the iOS that you have for this router, and that's it. Okay, let's grab a few routers and set up a very basic topology for RIP. Okay, first we have to together, so fast Ethernet 0, 0, 1 and 1. I like to do it manually because then I know what's going on. I will set up the network for it. Let's say 1.0/30 because it's a point-to-point connection, so we can save a lot of IP addresses. 4. Okay, and here will be .1, .2, .5, and .6. Cool. We'll start our devices, and our main goal is to create a network that is behind router 1 and be able to ping a network that will be behind router 3. So what I like to do is just, to create a loopback address with something like that, because then I can see it in my routing table straight away if something is missing or wrong or whatever. If I type 192.168 so on, I don't see it straight away, especially if the routing table is really big. Okay, let's start the console connection for this router. Bring it in here. We answer no to this question. We don't want a wizard. Okay. First of all, we will name this router. It's going to be router 1, and we'll go under console 0 and type logging synchronous, which will prevent the router from cutting our commands in half, and no IP domain lookup, because if I mistype something, it will take forever to figure out what the name is, and we'll look for a DNS server, which of course we don't have in this topology. So let's go under the interface. We can click on this button and show our interfaces. Cool. Interface fast Ethernet 0/0, IP address, no shutdown, and we'll create a loopback address. I like to put the same name as the IP address, so I know what the name is. 255.255.255.255. No shut. It's not required, but I always like to do it. Good. Just verify. Show IP interface brief. We have two interfaces. Good. Let's go under this interface, this router, sorry, and the same on this one. Start with host name, router 2. Go under console port and do logging synchronous. No IP domain lookup. I always like to save this configuration just to make sure that GNS3 is up and running. I had some issues with it, so okay. Let's go under the interface fast Ethernet 0/0 and try to assign the IP address. No shut. And the same for fast Ethernet 0/1. The IP address is 192.168.1.5. That's what I can see on this picture. And no shutdown. Okay, we should be able to ping the other side. And we are. Good. Okay, router 3. And the same. Good. Let's try to go under the interface fast Ethernet 0/1 and assign the IP address of 192.168.1.6. Do no shutdown. It should come up. And let's create the loopback address, loopback interface 11. Shutdown is not required, but okay. Let's try to ping the other side. It's 192.168.1.5 and we are able to ping. Good. So our routers are pre-configured for RIP, so we can go under router 1 and enable RIP for that. So we go under router RIP, no auto summary and version 2. I always type these commands even if they are not required. It's always good to have them. 192.168.1.0, that is our first network, a point-to-point connection between router 1 and router 2, and network that is behind router 1. Good. Let's go under router 2. And the same router RIP. And here we have two networks, 192.168.1.0 and network 192.168.1.4. I always like to type everything that is required for the routing protocol to run, because then I'm sure that nothing is missing. Let's go under router 3 and do the same RIP. Okay. Let's save this configuration. Same on this one. And we'll check on router 1 if we can see the network behind router 3, so we should be able to ping 11, 11, 11, 11. Show IP route, and sure enough we are able to see the network behind router 3, so let's try to ping, and we are able to ping the network behind router 3. To troubleshoot, just first of all try to do show CDP neighbors if you have problems with pinging your neighbor, so you're sure that you can reach your directly connected router. If it doesn't work, just make sure that your CDP is up and running. Okay, and then you can type show debug IP RIP, and here we will want to see events to see how router 1 sends and receives adverts from and to the network. Okay, here we can see that we received an update from our neighbor 1.2. Let's do undebug all, and here our router has just prepared an advert. This is the multicast address that RIP uses to send all the updates, and the update contains one route. It's a very good way to see what's going on around your routers. Okay, so thank you very much and see you soon.